No, I didn't think to. Just try to stay away from any of the locals. I thought that was a game.
Did a mask even help?
Pretty much.
We do have ranged. At least partial range with 3 of us.
Also curious if anyone takes anything.
Can't get sicker than I already am.
Mitten, did you first join us when we had Martha Aston?
No, it was... Which was that one? Yggdrasil, I believe.
Oh.
Eastern part of Yggdrasil. That little town that the Lich set up. For some reason, undead going mad caused him to wish to summon more undead, which went missing by the morning.
So,
Remember the church that some of us got stuck in, some of almost died.
I must be messing that up again.
Maybe.
Carry on.
It was right before we went down to deal with the undead flying thing. Monstrosity at the bottom of the pit.
I'm not sure if it would avail anything.
Everything that's worthwhile out here is definitely within the walls.
I put that there at the gate open for us.
Mm.
And I didn't. Take 2, or is that a shadow?
Hello?
Seems like the front door's not open. Is there someone there?
I think someone's there. I saw a curious head flicker.
Send the undead to speak with them. There's fresh crops here. Flowing water.
What do you mean?
You do know what's been going on in here, right?
Roughly.
Yeah, you choose to show up anyway.
Might be an opening over there.
We have business here, unfortunately, and unfortunately we can't just oversee it. It has to be done or else blah blah blah. You know how that is, I'm sure.
No, not really. You got business with a dead town.
I have
You might as well
business.
check.
Please let me in.
Try not to get infected.
Is there anything that we should be aware of with the infection? Beyond the
Anything to look out
locations
for?
aware. That as well.
You won't know about it. Might practically the entire population.
Symptoms so we can be aware.
Don't touch anything.
How it spread?
Have a look.
Ah.
Believe it or not, I'm not undead.
Not yet, it seems.
Well, what is your business here?
Going to check in some business occupants that we've been having. Trade, whatnot. try to check if they actually have the goods that they promised. We need it by the end of the day.
Probably used it by now.
I doubt that they did. After all, it was a one-of-a-kind thing.
He speaks truth. He's the only thing with a soul left within this place.
Not food. It's more of a rare food plot.
You should go
We also heard a tale about some members of
Somewhere
the town
within the
freaking
files.
out and trying to find a bird.
You must find
Trying to
the
see
mass
what
grave.
that was about.
They had one.
Right, that's fucking weird.
Is that one a hassle?
Definition of useless, it ain't it?
Really? How so?
The bird. Still around?
Hmm.
People are desperate, you know.
I'd assume so.
A lot of people don't want to look like this. So they use that.
Right.
Hmm.
Still questioning why you're here. If you're looking for the bird, it's fucking useless.
Might as well take a look at it. See if it actually is useless. See if the tale about it could be correct. Might as well poke around. Especially before we try and collect the goods that we needed grabbed.
Could be a trap,
Hmm.
but I don't sense any undead.
All too familiar.
Maybe it doesn't use physical ailments and maybe ailments of other kinds.
What, like emotional ailments?
Magical,
What kind of
I
ones
mean.
aren't physical? Shit, this could have been magical.
I ought not to ask if he's in pain.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Can't imagine
It
he's
seems like
comfortable.
it could have been a strain of poisons.
Strain of poisons. Wiping out an entire fucking city, yeah, right.
So wherever is that bird? Might as well check that out before we go.
I left it somewhere up there.
We'll
Left?
go poke around for that. I assume
Yeah, I
an
left it.
age.
We strapped it down, tried to make it cure us, didn't do shit, we left it.
Which one of the two buildings? Which way of the two paths? So we can actually not wander around aimlessly.
Left it there for a while. Just follow the stairs, go to the
If it's
front,
dead.
the door's open now.
We would know.
No
Didn't know
king's
if that
here.
led to the front door.
Oh, too useless crap.
Opposite way.
Opposite?
Opposite way.
Other way?
Unless you
Okay.
mean up this tower.
Oh, they ain't gonna put it on this time.
You sense it too.
I'm hearing a lack
There's
of
nothing.
birds.
Indeed.
That's the problem.
Ah.
It almost reminds me of home. Like looking back into the heavens. And then you see the horizon. And you think yourself a fool for having compared it. This place is so empty. A whole city with nothing in it. Just memories of those who have passed. It's vacant. It is emptiness. I ought not desecrate the things that they held dear while they lived. Though I won't stop the others from pilfering. Did he jump?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. What a waste.
But whenever we have more choices, we continue to choose Robin. Well, didn't sloppy as bad. He kept on talking about eating cunt whenever we were in the city, whenever we had food right in front of us. We could just
He
buy
does
it.
choose Robin.
They're coming in now, I think.
Alright.
Oh, another one.
I did not know the police were existed. Thought that this would have been burned down.
I have to pretend like I don't know this place like the back of my hand.
100%.
But if they'd have something to try hold on to for the moment.
Not at all. More times than that, not the Dark Lord himself would make sure that they were gone. Religion is a dying sword, unless it's directed towards him.
He'll inspire hope, and I think that's why he gives faith.
Part of it. That's one of the first steps towards it all. Anything that we should take note of down there before we ran up?
Not really. Storage.
Alright.
There seems to be a market square above. Food, if we need it.
I believe most is rotten, but we'll check over. See if there's any not.
I wouldn't recommend really touching anything unless we know how the disease was spread.
Agreed. Honestly, just walking here makes me feel sick. Whenever we get out of here, immediately I'm going to be purging myself of anything, just in case.
How lucky.
I can do the same to you if you wish. I can do the same to almost anyone. Not to the extent that I think that you wish for, though.
No, probably not.
Unfortunately, our mortal hands only have mortal answers.
Right.
Revenue, are you alright down there?
Yes, I was just checking out the flowers that were available here. I didn't know there was a better way up.
Just wanted to make sure that you didn't fall.
Quite oh.
You want to find it, right? You want to check out.
The spine covered chest.
Oh, spine covered chest, yes. Mm-hmm. Going to talk to the voice in my head for a second.
I don't believe we've gotten a chance to properly speak.
And I'll take it on.
Zeno, was it?
Yes, for short at least.
Do you have a preference?
None.
Very well. You're a healer,
Full restoration.
and your magic still works as intended.
It does.
That's a good sign. Let's hope the bird is healthy when we find it.
That would be the hope, at least. Given that it's been trained, apparently. I wouldn't...
Perhaps if it's wounded, you can earn its favor.
do us whatever we can, especially if they were to could aid us.
Mm. He didn't happen to mention how the disease was spread before he jumped.
No, he didn't mention it. No, 2 months and having to keep the entire city and castle as such locked away and to quarantine it. Good a guess if any. Causes another thing though. I'm just waiting for people.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Hudson won't be too jazzed to want that.
I don't care what he thinks right now. He wouldn't be.
Oh, that's fair.
Inside is
Take you
clearing
down
and
now.
out the soul.
Yeah. Much rather take it now.
Alright. Suppose we can check if they're down there.
The hubris of man is very, very funny.
It's grotesque.
Hmm.
We could
They
probably
stayed
find
up
him
here and
somewhere else
starved
so we
while
don't
the
have
rest
to
of
make
the
it
town was
ourselves.
dead.
What is this star that you like?
I mean, I'm only used to this one, and anything in the front is long.
Hmm.
Watchtowers.
A balcony.
Hmm.
And a bar.
We
All
stopped.
the way up here. Alright.
Perhaps they appreciate the view.
Can't blame them then, I suppose.
And no bird. He directed us up here.
No. But we're trying to find answers.
Is there anything up there?
More rooms. Probably for the clergy.
Can we keep that one?
I don't think that we can.
I miss it. I don't know if you have a collider. Or I'd step on you to make it scenic, but I don't trust it.
Rather than having to struggle and toil all the time. Even if it is the end times, we might as well try to enjoy ourselves before we all... If we
It's not
don't succeed, that is.
always struggling.
Did you check the tower?
It's just
That tower?
yeah.
Yes.
I didn't check the absolute top of it, but it was mostly empty. I can go double check if you want to go check.
It's fine. I'll
Did you
check.
check the top of this building?
Yes. There isn't anything up
Nothing?
there.
Then it actually might be that. Oh, how funny would it be if I chose the one building not to go to the top of?
Seems to be the only room with a lit flame that I can tell.
Never mind, I think he found something. Unless he's screaming and nothing. Shabti, did you find something up there? Oh, corpses.
I hear you. I think. Unless that's just... Oh, okay, okay. Okay, okay, alright, okay. Okay, so it was described that this bird was chained.
It is currently roped onto the table. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, please.
Oh, you're kidding me.
She's gonna cut the rope where she can.
Oh, I did. That is mildly comedic. Of
It's
tying it down, I assume?
yeah.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know if anyone has a smaller blade to release anything that might be around its neck.
She has a dagger.
Perfect. Ooh.
I also do, but I think that hers is going to be better.
I'll be coming close to you. Mr. Bird, I'm not trying to harm you. Close.
Kind of cool of me for just assuming that there was nothing up here.
Bet you won't make that mistake again.
I probably won't.
Good. Got your head up. Now your wings.
There we go.
It's so cute.
Hello.
Are you able to see if it's
You're an
injured?
ally.
Go ahead, stretch those wings out a little bit. I know it must have hurt.
Oh,
So to go from at least this distance, are there any injuries of note?
Is there any what, sorry?
Injuries. Any injuries of note on the bird?
There are a lot,
Hi, Scarlet.
a lot of plucked feathers, but no active bleeding.
oh Jesus.
Okay.
Give you a
Apart from the feathers, no.
Do you think
No
we're
injuries
still
in that.
capable of flight?
There's a couple of the feathers plucked, so unless that doesn't affect it, then it should be fine.
Seems like it's a no. Unless you want to go check outside.
It might not be safe, just warning you. There's not a lot of people remaining, still one. Oh?
Before you actually run off, we should try to talk to you about allyship. We're working with a few others.
We're friends with Mother. We're sent from Mother. Yes, I'm Ragna. Mithrin, Zenobia, Hannah. Mother sent us to find some of the principals. And see if you would like to ally with us.
I'm assuming
Join our
that's
cause
probably yes.
against the Dark Lord. We have the first golem with us.
Let's try not to talk about that. We still have people around the area.
One near-death person.
They jumped.
That's the one that we saw. Oh, they jumped? Oh, saved me a bit.
Let's explain the revolutionaries and where they went.
If we get you to the Grove, Michelle, we could try to get your wings back to top safe.
We can set up one of the... Actually, we can try to make sure that the illness dies out here. Set up a little teleport, whatever the Runix is, behind the castle. Use this as a temporary safe house for whenever everything is gone.
And it's a nice place in Aston we could start from to venture out.
Exactly.
Please don't fly off.
Please come back. if you can.
It's
Oh, okay,
testing
you're
its
not from
wings.
Okay. My friend isn't. My acquaintance isn't here, but I know he would like to talk to you sometime.
Ow, fucking Christ.
If you come to the grave with us, I think you'll have a safer place there away from people.
The first golem is also
I
there.
can't
If
speak
you have
for-
any strong relations with him. So I believe that we may have a deal upon us. Good.
How can you understand? I don't speak bird.
The tongue.
Okay. Just trust what he's saying.
Honestly, I'm roughly estimating. I could be very wrong. Probably am very wrong.
It would be best to at least for it to come back with us to the Grove anyways. It's safer than
Indeed.
here currently.
Well, might as well poke around, try to see what little we can, find that spot for the runes, and try to make the best of a day of walking through a graveyard.
At least they're alive. Wounded, but alive. I don't want to touch anything here. I don't need to get worse. I'll ask it questions once it's had time to rest. Perhaps it can tell me what's wrong with me. The steepest stairs I ever did see.
was wondering where you were going off to.
Scared the life out of me.
Apologies.
Very quiet for someone walking on stone. I was just checking the houses, see if there was anyone left.
Understandable.
What were the others speaking of?
Repeat again, sorry.
The rest of them. Have they talked about a plan?
More or less, it is to just make the most of our day here, see what else is about, and then find the runics for teleportation, probably behind the castle, to at least make this act as a save point, and then when we're finished, bring the principal with us back to the glade.
I saw it fly off. Is it assumed that it'll follow us?
More or less.
Locked.
There was a revolution that happened, according to the King's Journal, in response to the quarantine. And they must have succeeded because the royal family is in pieces in their room in the castle. They definitely didn't stay here to die, but there's a lot left behind for that to be the case.
I can only assume the sickness got to them. That the bird did not offer anything that they needed.
That would be a good set of circumstances, but I fear we have some out there still carrying this around, trying to make life where they can. Or they may return.
There's no point in returning unless to grab personal items at this point. Unless they know how it spread. Even the food I wouldn't trust.
It smells of ichor and alchemy.
How did you find the party, Zeno?
It was while they were in Yggdrasil, at least more or less. It was at a castle. One of their party members, the Lich King, I suppose, he has lost memories. Assuming that it was his castle, don't really care if it actually is or not, but that was how I came across them. And on that day, there was a dragon that apparently had attacked them prior, come back again, to which we had to chase them down. Chase the dragon down and eventually killed it. Or a worm, yeah.
Did you find them by accident? These people.
I was more or less traveling at the time. I suppose accident could be a way of saying it, but their goals at least align with mine, especially with why I was out traveling prior. So.
And so you decided to stay.
Yes.
That's admirable.
The only healer that they had at the time was Asta, who was only to at least close up, back up wounds with his blood magic. That's it though. No proper healer.
That must have been taxing. My understanding is that you all intend to use these principles for your own gain. Should I assume that this bird is someone that will belong to you?
For the most part, yes. At least I suppose until you joined, he was the only restoration user in the group. So it seems only fitting, I suppose.
I agree. I have no...
Book. First time puts it to your chest. You read the first page. TLDR, it originated from the farms.
She's gonna drop it and go this way.
Guessing you found something else, or?
Touch me with it. There's a stream outside. I guess here too, but if you did touch anything or would like to wash your hands, that might be smart.
Mm-hmm. I haven't, so...
Do we know the side effects of using these principles?
No, not to anyone's knowledge yet.
I see.
I suppose if anything would at least be described to us, the bird, I believe that would be hard for, but Mother could at least explain for, well, I say whoever would be becoming the vessel for her, but we've kind of most of us have at least assumed and agreed that that'd probably be Revna.
Yes, she did grow plants and vegetables from simply asking a tree the other day. I have no interest in these principles. I don't yet know if my residency will remain once the Dark Lord is defeated.
I see.
But I'll help you all find them if that's what you think is going to help.
Hannah, if it came from the farm, it would be probably good to know that the water coming from the farm would probably be infested too.
It's running water, not stagnant. And even so, if you've gone around touching things, doors, vegetables, books shoved into your hand, better to get whatever it is off of it than let it linger.
Let's worry about you and worry about the more normal among us by proxy.
You don't need to worry about me.
You're right. I'm worried about who you're going to interact with after.
I'm not worried about that either.
you the book. Put this place someplace visible. Away from the weather.
You want to retain it? So what would you need?
I cannot interfere with death. Yes, it's the same book, not me.
What, so another band of mortals can come by and just see what happens and try and get infected with. The warning is that town is dead. The best we can do is check it ablaze. And keep the bridge closed. You can leave.
They're still inside.
Yes, yes, of course they are, Tor.
So when did they find you?
What do you mean there? What?
The two undead. The ones that speak with death.
Right. It's probably a few days. Yes, it was a few days after I had joined. We were hauled up in a forest in Yggdrasil. Dying forest of that. They eventually came upon us, sent to join our group.
Do you trust them?
Trust is a finicky word at that, but they have yet to do wrong. That's one thing for sure.
One of them hardly speaks, one of them speaks too much.
Hmm. Trust is fickle during these times. So.
It's the most expensive currency that we have. You can only spend it poorly once.
That we technically did, to which we eventually agreed to not be trusting of people that we at least meet on our travels that isn't trying to, I suppose, join us. Did that once and had someone try to stab us in the back. Not joining the group, more so just passing by with someone sort of assisted us with looking into the trees. I went to go rest, and apparently that same man was working with the Dark Lord and tried to, well, you know the rest.
I don't suppose you all stumble across very many allies.
Stumbled across, at least since I since I joined. Not really, no. It was more so just people stumbling across us.
But even the people of these nations, the civilians that are left, they seem so unwilling to do anything.
I mean, Luthor is technically one, but he's also finicky at that, if I'm being honest.
At least give the people
Hmm.
another chance if we're going to be doing something.
Well, if you won't.
Apologies for the
rot-
delay.
We
You're fine.
weren't waiting on you.
Oh, so she did lie to us. Amazing. Beautiful.
Just wasn't really that
Apologies,
interested in going into a diseased keep.
Very fair. Toll
Hmm.
was phrasing it as if we were already starting to get ready to leave. That's why I was misunderstanding.
Hmm.
I'm going to go burn down these fields out here real quick. I'll be right back up.
All right.
He's going to burn the fields.
He said.
So he says. Is the intent to stay?
I believe the intent is to keep this as quarters, you know, for us to set up camp when we need to come to Aston. But kill where the plague started.
Let's kill where the plague started and then at least try to let that die out for the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice city as well. I'm shame that life had to die here.
It's the cycle of things.
I really couldn't blame them for having the bar all the way up there. The view was nice to look out at.
Yes, it was. It nearly reminded me of home.
I didn't really see the view from the gate, but at least all the way at the top, it was really nice.
It was.
The sun spilling over the balconies, making the sky so bright it's as if there wasn't one at all. Just pure white light.
As much as I want to grant us reprieve, have a little day of rest, I do want to ask, where would you both like to go next, or do next?
I assume you mean after we escort the restoration principal to the...
Yes.
If the intent is to find the rest of them, we should select which one is the most useful.
We've got... Was the first goal on transmutation or enchantment? I'm forgetting.
I wish I knew. We didn't even have them where I come from.
I spaced out.
Oh.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Do you remember if the first goal was enchantment or transmutation?
3 of you. Hi, alert. Apparently we weren't alone. Someone in yellow's around.
Someone in
Be
yellow?
careful. Apparently.
Alright.
Going down that trail if you all wish to follow.
Could merely be someone who used to live here.
What do you... mentioned?
What?
Was it mentioned that, like, they were seen in the city?
I guess someone wearing yellow was spotted. I think that's all he mentioned. That they were looking for the trail.
Looking for the Okay, that's where I got confused.
We haven't seen who shopped here.
Hasn't returned. I'm making sure Revan's not alone.
Alright. Did you see them personally, or is that just...
False alarm. She phrased it completely different. Apparently she's worried about the water supply, and Zenobia walked in the water. Apparently they phrased it as person in yellow whenever it's a blonde individual. Trust me, I'm just as annoyed.
I'll go let the others know.
Yes. Zenobia, how do you deal with fire?
What?
Did you walk by the water? Or in the water?
Try to wash hands.
Alright. Do you have a piece of cloth to bite down on? I'm going to purge you of any possible illness in case the water was infected.
Are you
Yep.
kidding me?
Right, this is going to hurt like hell. Apologies for the panic. As I said, I was told person in yellow. Apparently they were just talking about you.
What?
Regardless, Anna.
What?
You gotta tell the others too. I found the reason for the plague, but unless we can do something about this, I suggest we don't return anywhere near to it. There is a black flower of
Great.
green soul energy behind the main mill, decaying the ground as we speak. It has infested the earth beneath it. I could only touch a little bit before it started rusting my bracelets. And it's resistant to flame. I've tried. Don't know who planted it, but it's obviously not of mortal origins.
How close do you reckon we can get to it before it does anything
I was
unwanted?
holding it briefly.
You talk to plants, don't you?
Talk is a large word, but yeah, kind of.
If
Yes.
there's a way for you to discern
Is
it.
it literal?
I could in the grove, and I could with the trees of Mother. With this one, I can try.
So long as
Try
we're
not to get
certain.
too close.
Exactly.
It's still back there blocking the snow, I'll show you.
Either way.
If anyone else wants to have a hack at it, but be wary. This is way beyond any of us, I feel.
I'm sorry for suggesting we wash in the running water.
That's fine.
I'd rather he not exert himself. Doesn't really seem to make a difference anyway. Are you able to cure diseases? Or merely wounds?
Yes.
Oh,
One for wounds, and then the other. One for wounds, and then the other for diseases or any more severe injuries.
any diseases?
Any. At least from what I've so far.
What's the drawback?
Similarly to the normal one for injuries, which is I will take on the pain of the injury or whatever it is being healed, which hurts like hell. The disease one is even more severe in that sense.
I see. Never mind then.
Why would the bird care?
What?
The bird flew by, flew overhead towards where we're going.
It's the principle of restoration, is it not? Of course it cares.
Indeed. Is this as close as you're getting?
Oh, look at that. Seems you might have competition.
I'm trying to figure out what that fucking ugly flower is and if I recognize it.
In its initial form, it would be a rose.
Hannah, don't.
This is
Hannah, don't.
magically infected.
Is it anything I've seen before, especially with like the blight we've seen in on the way to Mother's?
Yeah, it would be quite similar.
You don't look happy.
It's not in my control. None of it is.
This is why you pace at a distance?
I cannot go over there.
And why can he?
I don't know.
Is it not your domain? Do you not belong to the very concept of your master?
Please do not speak of it. I am made for a task. I am not meant to interact with them.
Very well. You asked me not to, then I will not pester you further.
To others, I mean. In enough shit as the prince knows. Practically
That's-
fighting for my life out here.
Then it seems someone made a misstep.
I don't. Why does he take a liking to you?
Ushakti? You probably know as much as I. He seems to
Not
like
a
to press
mortal
buttons.
creation, he says. It's Dark Lord creation, from what we can figure out. Similar blight that we've seen in the past.
That was
Just
kind
more
of
refined.
obvious.
Yes, but you're... whatever you wish to call him, Ushapti. Fool considered a divine thing. And I need to point out to as many people as possible that, or any time that he does a mistake, because he likes talking a lot. And a lot of people don't actually listen to him. And I trust a lot of things he says. And I need that to change sometimes. He rambles far too much about far too much that he doesn't understand. And it's too much. Far too much.
I think it's good.
It's the principle
Helps me
helping.
learn things.
I left it to the druid in them to figure out which to do best. I personally think
Doesn't answer my
would be
question.
the... It was begging for release, the plant, that is. The curse was placed upon it, so I think that has been placed under strain.
My worry is the bird will distrust us.
I think the bird's offering out, or else it wouldn't have appeared first off.
Doesn't make sense.
Its blind trust is probably what got it trapped in the first place.
Exactly.
And now it's green.
I think the bird cured it. And now it's yellow again. Wonder what happens whenever it turns red.
It's an interesting question.
Trying to have fun while we're dealing with the death of an entire city. If we're just negative, then we're just not going to do anything. It's what I've been trying to say forever.
I don't disagree.
Trying to think.
The world could use some hope.
Exactly.
I will. I believe our problem is solved. The bird ate the rose, flew up, came back down, spat it out. It was corrupted before, it is normal now.
Takes in disease, flies it into the air, and disperses it to make it redundant.
Great.
Just like the legends.
All I suggested was the whole thing of figuring out what to do. Revno's going to do something to plant magic. I simply said we have a principal with us, and it took that as if it was a sign and went in and ate it.
There's a legend goes of a bird that can take disease, fly up in the air and cure it, and come back to sink the ground.
After the Ascended ones were introduced to us, I'm afraid a lot of legends we once knew, you lost.
It sounds looks pretty similar to what just happened, sister. So would you say the grounds are purified now with the taint?
Disease is actively no longer spreading, and what is left of it is slowly dispersing.
Livable. This is wonderful. And
So
especially
it's
for
turning
mother
back
with the
to
blight
what?
that she does have. At least if it's
Right.
We need to get this back to her as soon as possible then.
It would be one thing with the blight, but it would probably be a case of finding the source for it, but probably.
Does the bird have a name?
Thank you, old bright one. Appreciate your work.
I wouldn't know.
I think we should stop calling them an it.
That's, yes, that would be preferred.
I feel really bad for forgetting.
Land cured. We want to use this place for something now we can.
Wow, look at that. It was so easy to fix that divine problem. Who would have thought?
Yeah, it took a legend in its flesh to do it.
Oh yes, that is definitely what it is I'm trying to reference. Especially not the fact that it's Dark Lord in nature, a mortal being.
It's cured, is it not? And we don't have to burn this place to the ground, or at least half of it. If you want to use this place for another resting spot, enough.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not. I
Sworn
remember.
just like you are. Oh.
I remember them being funky. I'm not going to try and get in there, so we won't be getting out.
Just enjoying similar company.
We're not the same. Is that why you've taken an interest? Your companion Was curious.
That's a secret I'll keep from her then, if she's pondering. It might be. It might not.
I think I have the privilege to know, considering it pertains to myself, don't I?
Yes.
Care to enlighten me then?
You're an enigma, and I like enigmas in my long term of doing what I do.
You're gonna make me blush. I am merely a person.
We're all beings at the end of the day, and some are more interesting than others.
Yes. Various flavors. Can you see my soul?
It is very bright.
When you look at someone, does it tell you what they are? What they're made of? Their story? Anything?
It brings me clues on what they've lost. Beings don't gain their soul over time, they lose bits and pieces of it. The cracks, the shadows, the pains, and the grays. You have some missing pieces in yours, but oh, so it is bright.
Besides the obvious, what else can you see that's missing? I need to know.
It doesn't know where to stand. Which is interesting. I've only seen it in a very few mortal souls in my time. Like you're trying to fly with wings that you don't have, which you always think of.
That's a cruel statement.
It's a cruel world.
Doesn't mean we have to be.
Yes, I was. And,
True.
nice to see you. Oh, alright.
You as well.
Favorite bracelet. Now rusted.
Take it off.
Not here.
It's important still then.
Yes. Memories of a existence worth holding.
Are you sure?
Regardless of my current theories, I'll never forget what I do for the good it brings. The ones at the end.
Maybe that.
Even if it was all a lie.
For once, you've tied my tongue if I had one.
Good.
I'll have to ponder that one.
It's nice to know that I have the capabilities to do so.
Mm.
Do not burn in chapels, even abandoned ones.
No, because I'm not vampiric or normal undead origin.
Perhaps not, but I imagine many mortals may consider you a demon of sorts. Something to be banished.
Chapels tend to be the site of both of our kin. If they don't know it, according to what they used to say back in the old times.
I suppose.
Mm. The depths mortals will go to for understanding spiritually or intellectually.
I think it's endearing. Means that they had a faith that they believed in so strongly that they ought to dedicate their time and hearts to it and follow their laws for it, in the hope that whatever gods were watching over them would heed whatever cries they had, worries, all of it. Is that not so very mortal?
It is very immoral to believe in something. Belief is its own world.
Don't act like you don't believe in things as well.
If I didn't believe in things, I wouldn't be here.
No one is above desire and belief.
That's what my brothers would tell you.
May I ask you something?
Ask away.
Have you seen another soul like mine? Where you come from?
You're the first. It's not exactly talked about what happens if one of your kind ever does go through that. Nothing I've ever experienced or ever had to ask of my master.
I've never seen it myself.
Some say it doesn't happen. Legends say you all live forever.
Follow me.
Ooh, information and knowledge.
No, a theory. How old do you think this castle is?
There was a statue on the banister that didn't look like the rest. Like it was unearthed, then it was made. Old. Probably older than the generations that built it here.
Old enough for several mortal houses to have been built in over the course of at least a few decades. Trees to grow at the center of it. Probably for this city to have seen generations fall to disease or war to be able to establish walls and land and keep them. And yet, I wonder how many of them were mortal.
Then none of the statues in that castle remind you of anything.
None of them quite caught my attention like this one.
So I both had the same thought then. This one was too coarse, too darkened to be something made with a chisel and hammer.
I don't believe that at all. I believe... The other day you tried to tell me that my side was as corrupted as yours. And yet, we see statues of praise that look an awful lot like those that come from the above.
Yes, notice that in the back of the chapel, or the castle before the chapel. Very peculiar.
Indeed.
Like the ones down here worship something different than the ones in there.
Perhaps they do.
Well, since we're talking about this, well, if you're finished with your theory,
Please, go ahead.
all this death spoken about here, and not one open pit, one grave, nothing. The souls attached to them not being here, they would have lingered, no matter how long, until someone of our ilk would have came to collect them.
You're right. You think they turned undead and walked away to join the Dark Lord's army?
I think something beats me here to it, being Tor. Or opposite. I sprout on about legends, tales. I know some don't see to it. Well, there is an incurable truth to something told over the millennia. Nothing that I've been able to confirm in my time, but whispers do say there are others who seek out souls. The ones that we don't get. They're able to, tales come of them coming to pluck souls, leaving nothing behind. No residue, no glow, no vespers. This place was thriving, even with the disease. Souls like that just don't disappear. You don't leave where your home is. Did you know that burial was one of the few things that art kind of agreed upon? The symbol of respect between ours and yours.
I think you're thinking about it too hard.
Perhaps. But someone has to.
Or you're distracting yourself from the goal. Sticking to what you
And the
know.
goals.
And now that you're here, your rules have changed. Your focuses have to have shifted. Otherwise, you're not really helping us at all. You're helping death.
I think there's something to be done beyond dealing with the Dark Lord, the usurper. Even if that goes against my master's will.
perhaps.
Let's back on. Yes, I do think there are others here in this place this bold. No, I'm being a deaf, but that's too many have I had to walk across the waters without their head. One of the few things I hate about the mortals, they make it hard to do my job sometimes. To get stories. Whatever happened to a clean death?
I think that's entirely their job, to give you a hard time.
I know you don't want to have to tell me anytime soon, but if you ever like to talk about the scars on your soul, I'll be there to listen to it.
Unless you can give me
I
answers,
think
then no.
what if I could try?
That's why I asked you what you saw. Other than the obvious. Something is wrong with me. I am ill. And I wasn't ill before I fell. And it is not
Interesting,
the
can't see it
curse.
upon you.
I intend to ask the Restoration Principal if they can see it or tell me what it is. I had intended to ask Mithrin, but he seems otherwise preoccupied.
Yes, he does. Son of his own voice and Tor.
Let them. Though I could do less with her silent sass and misinformation.
I don't keep things, I'm trying not to keep things from the party, but I can tell you one huge truth, if you believe me or not. There's a reason why my master sent Tori on this mission that I do not know. I do keep a side eye for her. I suggest you do the same.
If you were suggesting that I'm not already doing that for each and every one of you, I think you might be a bit disappointed.
I think I just like assurances. I think everyone does.
Well, I certainly can't offer those.
And that is the way of life.
C'est la vie.
I do have a request for you sometime in that facet of knowledge. Or I guess to hear me out.
It would depend on
Yeah,
what
you
you want to
first-
speak on.
Your first golem, what I've seen is very rigid in how you ask it. Almost like a similar case to mine. Though I can't ask any of it of your side, because I don't have a base year to ask it on. I would like to know if any of your kind has visited or talked to it or programmed it. to confirm a theory.
I had never heard of the principles per se before coming here. They did not exist. They were not something that we cared about. They were not something that we monitored, at least not in recent centuries. If he was the first golem and he knows the above and the below, then sure, but we've not trifled with it. We don't care about it. It's not ours. We don't have a version of it. The only version of any of them that we have is death. The rest are all new to us.
Okay then. That is a very good perception of that. How does it feel? To be mortal?
It feels empty.
How do you cope with it?
I ignore it. I focus on what we're doing. Keep my mind aligned. It doesn't always work.
Stronger than most. I personally would never take that plunge.
If I knew what I knew now, I wonder if I could ask my past self the same.
Never had regrets before.
It's not regret. Let me ask you something. Do you think my fall was willing?
Starting to piece that together.
It was a punishment.
I know it doesn't mean a lot, but I'm sorry.
I don't need your apologies. It doesn't change anything. It's been agreed
Maybe the first time
upon.
I've heard that story.
Yes, ferrymen. Guiding people across a river. I'm sure you've heard all kinds of things.
Everything that could be think of. From every single kind of mortal there is.
They're all the same. On death's door.
Yes, they are.
Whatever you did to Scritch, I do not wish for the same fate. Do you understand me?
I don't think I could do that to you even if I tried.
Well, don't try.
I won't.
Your companion seems to think that my soul is hers to take.
Not to take, but to guide. To wherever you go after you leave your mortal coil.
You said yourself you've never seen one like mine. I can only assume that none of us
Yes.
have ever crossed your hands or hers.
Interestingly, I don't know if that's true for her.
She doesn't seem all that interested in talking about it, and I don't have to pester her further if she's told me not to, and she has. So.
Never thought to ask her if she's ever dealt with one, just not something they ever comprehend, but... You can't see it. I don't know if you can see it in me. If you have a similar, but... Your glow is all that bright. I wouldn't touch it. There's a quality in it that is refreshing to see amongst all this dim. Did you do those yourself?
What?
On your back?
No. They're gone. Ripped from me when I fell, I assume.
Maybe physically, but...
Don't. I have not even begun to grasp the loss of them. I don't need to have the rug pulled from under me with hope for them. They're gone.
Okay then. I'll keep that to myself.
Thank you.
Did they do it, sister?
Do what?
Whatever they're doing up there at the chapel, the portal, the ruins.
I think so. I got sidetracked.
Are you alright?
Now they're just I'm alright. Now they're just cozying up there.
What's on your mind?
Tad personal. I don't know if we'll be leaving or not. With them like that.
I would assume that we'll stay the night here at least.
Right.
The tower we found the bird in had some blankets, rags, and the chapel's cushions were nice enough if we need somewhere to sleep.
Yeah, the chapel was really nice. And I know there's some, at least nice beds and tubs, at least on the way to it.
close the gate to be somewhat secure. This is a better abode for a mortal than the
We should,
Magnificent
actually.
Mother's abode.
That's a good suggestion.
Way better than that dwarven graveyard that we always return to.
Right.
We have a habit of that now, don't we?
Mm.
Bad habit that I like the stop sometimes, do you?
Agreed. Well, I don't intend to pry, but you do seem rather troubled, and I would like to offer an ear should you ever want it.
Maybe a way. I would appreciate that. I would appreciate that.
Hmm.
What do these things for?
No lament shall pass thy ears unanswered. Well, surely it's one of them. The bridge.
Huh? The far left one does it then. That must mean the far right might be
Very good.
Extra secure.
Probably one of our safer sanctuaries.
Cherry on top.
There is one lapse in security I'd like to note of. Down where the water drains out by the end of the wall here. Someone could easily ford it and get inside, but they'd be fighting a current.
Very well. I don't think it would hurt to take at least mild watches to... Even if someone rested nearby to listen for any intruders. For all we know, they could be civilians that used to live here.
I can keep watch tonight, and it'll be interesting to see who returns to this place.
Right.
You don't sleep, do you?
No.
Why don't you take watch every night?
Well, I might not sleep. There are
change
times
things
I
up a
need to
little.
focus. That too, sister, that too.
Did your family... You spoke briefly about what life was like before you joined this group. Was there a particular god or religion?
Of course, there was worship in the essence of nature itself and life. But,
The way we were introduced to the Ascendant Ones was this collective almost of more than just a singular. So when I pray to all of them.
That's a lot.
It's more effort, I guess. And my aunt and uncle, they're the ones who raised me, so they're the ones that taught me how to do everything. So I guess I pick up the habits they had, laying out incense, laying out food. we didn't want to subscribe to, you know, what came later, but we still wanted to be a part of the grove.
Was it always that way? With the sacrifices?
No, not always. But they were few and far between. Mainly an outsider.
Runes have been set
that-
up.
Nice.
Everything alright? Apologies for taking so long to get back down.
Quite alright.
The bridge has been drawn, the gate's been closed, along with its doors.
Understood. The runes are at the very top of the castle, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on which perspective you wish to give.
Just be careful, I guess, then, when...
Oh, don't worry, there's ladders, fences, and whatnot. If you fall, then you wanted to fall. Trust me, that's exactly how I got down here.
Right.
I assume we're staying then.
At least now, if not, I'm just going to be leaving in about an hour or so.
Very well.
Hopefully everything went fine with you all.
Fine. Just talking, exploring.
Shut the gate.
Find anything fun?
Not really. Lots of abandoned buildings
No.
and stalls. No bodies.
Lack of graves, open or closed.
Hopefully most have been burned. I mean, it makes sense.
That or they got up and walked away. If the flower
If
was
that part of
placed...
the curse, then I thought there was a different problem at hand. The mage would have been close.
I suppose, but... Why place a flower here at all with those sorts of capabilities?
A test.
I see.
Actually,
If you say so.
two
Explain
possibilities.
why the bird was here.
No, well, yes. My personal theory is that either one, it was bait for us, because they could know that we're going after them, the principals.
Kashi, I think roleplay's almost over. I can do it as soon as I'm done.
There's no trap that has been sprung unless there's going to be something happening in the night. Or two, they had the common folk collect something for them so they could pick it up. Similar to what we did in the end.
Any suggestions on how to confirm either? Or does it not matter at this stage?
At this stage, no. It would be a bit more difficult to try and confirm.
Then I won't worry about it.
Instead of going back to the glade, I may go to Luther. Tried to speak about him to send some of his men here to collect forces and such.
For your
Would anyone wish to join?
idea.
Yes.
I'd rather go to the glade and assist,
course.
Caladrius.
I don't think I'd be of any use to you there.
Fair enough. I simply just didn't want to go by myself, but oh well. Actually, I might enjoy myself in the city while I'm there.
Without so many downers, perhaps.
Exactly! Once again, I talked to her about this. Whenever we were there, no one took any advantage of anything and went, okay, I'm going to go hunt out in the woods miles away from the city now. We could buy food! Ugh.
He likes it more fresh.
You could buy it fresh here. Not there. They're farms.
Interesting that Tor isn't coming with you. Hmm.
Oh yes, wouldn't you like that, freak?
Hey! That's mean.
I might stop there with you only because I'm painfully aware I need shoes.
Alright, shopping. May stop by for a moment so you can do that.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, let's see what's around here.
I'm gonna go poke around the walls to make sure that there's no holes that we should be aware of.
There is one, but it's by the front, apparently.
The waterway where the water collects out. You could ford
Alright.
it if you had enough strength.
I'll go check that and try to see if I can cover it up.
Hmm.
I'll see you all back at the glade or wherever our next step is.
Very well. I don't like that he can do that.
I expect to see one of these there. I must have missed it the first time.
Did you read that, sir?
Do they work?
I should start hanging those up at least in the glade.
I'm sorry, we were talking
That's a
about
riddle.
something.
Thank you. Yeah, we worship them, the ascended ones, more as of this amalgamous being, I guess, female and male, of many different aspects, mainly of protection. And no, we didn't always sacrifice people, sacrifice our own people, but we were more desperate. Anything to get their attention, even if it meant their own worshippers, and we tried over and over. Maybe it wasn't the right method, or wasn't a devout enough person. Not pure enough.
I doubt it had little to do with you. Though, life above all things, as we say.
Who knows, maybe I was supposed to be the one key to bring him back, and not burning, I sullied something.
I think this realm would have suffered a great loss if that were the case.
Thank you. But I
You don't have any confidence in yourself.
no, at least not as of recent. I'm just a druid. This one's old enough.
A druid that can communicate with nature and grow fruits and vegetables by putting her hands on trees.
Well, now you're just trying to make fun of me.
I'm impressed. I can't do that. And you fed D, which I really appreciate.
I mean, everyone here deserves to eat.
I don't disagree.
Now, oh, man,
Yeah, the gliders in here suck.
it sucks so much. No, if I know this will be random for me because we've barely talked, and I would like to get you to know you more before I start pointing fingers. But you know, I had a talk with
Uh-oh.
Martin
Uh-oh.
recently, and I noticed
Uh-oh.
he talks with you a lot, at least more than
Fuck.
did he say anything about me?
I
Other
think-
than obligation.
He's a difficult one to read. He only speaks to me because I bother him. I see him brood and I pester him.
Right.
He's worried about you. In fact, the only time he gets worked up seems to be when you come up.
I don't know how to feel about that, but wish I could see that.
I think he has his own insecurities, the same way you do. I think he's afraid of what you'll think of him.
I mean, you traveled with someone for so long, and I thought I laid my heart there. Does he enjoy your company?
I don't think so. But he's different around you. I'm sure you see it. You have to.
Little hard to see as of recent.
Did he hurt
or to
you?
acknowledge. Not physically.
Oh.
But I'm going way too personal, and I don't want to put that burden on you. God.
I offered a shoulder. I meant it. And you seem troubled.
We've been traveling for so long, and death is around every corner now, and I'm horribly terrified. And was the one person stopping me from doing something I planned on doing. And with death around every corner, just in case I confessed how I felt to him. And all I got was a bad taste in my mouth.
What did he say exactly?
I'm not a good person, Revna. You're pure and delicate, not like everyone else. But that's gotta be...
Christ.
That's gotta be...
I think he was meant to be invisible.
It's bullshit. And that he's only been traveling with me so he could protect me, not somewhat out of his own volition. I don't understand him, but he's only here because of me, and I feel nothing but guilt because of that. I feel like I'm one of the only original people that had the dream from Luthor and Mother. Well, he was too, but now I feel truly alone.
Do you think perhaps he's telling you the truth? Do you truly think it's out of obligation?
He has no reason to lie to me.
Of course he does. If he cares about what you think of him. Do you think he would tell you his insecurities?
I thought he would. I thought he did.
He seems a brash man.
I thought from all those nights we spent under the stars or in
Hello?
shitty, run-down places that... I don't know, maybe I'm just chasing nothing. And that I should just do what I set out to do and have him go elsewhere better.
And yet, he won't leave your side.
Obligation and, oh, I want to protect you, and oh, But also, oh, I'm a monster, Revna. You wouldn't like the things I've done. Then tell me, for sanded sakes.
Are you not afraid for the day that he
No.
does eventually tell you?
I don't know why I should be. No one in this party's innocent.
No.
No one here is guilt-free or pure. Certainly not me.
Nor
I don't
delicate.
see why. I don't see how it could be measured. Guilt, sin, wrongdoings. To measure one would take away from the other. Or prove the other innocent.
I do believe that's the point of love. To see someone in their flaws and all of the things that they've done before you, after you, and love them anyway. Accept them. Help them grow.
I think I should just... Do you think I should
Uh-oh.
just accept that he doesn't feel the same?
Could you?
It would hurt. I'd still consider him my friend, but it would hurt. Like, before I met him, I was stern in trying to outlive the Dark Lord, to find some way to gain eternal life, maybe even join the Ascended. It was lonely, and I could only do it alone, but if he truly does not love me back, maybe it's on the table.
If you're not in a rush to make such a decision, perhaps give it time. Maybe he'll come around.
I hope, but I don't want to force it, like forcing vines to grow a certain way in a garden. I've at least come to terms that I confessed. And if the worst happens and I die, at least he knows.
He is insecure about something. It's not my place to say. But if you can stomach it, I suggest you try and pry it out of him at some point. I suspect then you'll have your answers. He's afraid, ironically, of you. Of your heart turning on him.
But that's a little ridiculous, isn't it? I mean...
Is it?
Not much to be afraid of here. Except a bleeding heart, I guess.
We'll take Mithrin, for example. Had we not known he was the son of the Dark Lord, and maybe if he kept his mouth shut half the time, I think he would be quite charming. Pleasant company. And once you know those things of him, well, our opinions changed. Perhaps Hudson is afraid of something similar. And if you are the closest person that he has, at least here. He did say that he didn't have family or friends anymore, that you were all he had. Surely that merits something. You're not meaningless to him. I can say that for certain.
Not meaningless, but not a friend, and he'd confide in you rather than me.
Well, I can promise you he won't like that I've said as much as I have.
I may be a blabbermouth for a lot of things, but I'll keep my mouth shut on this one.
Do what you must. I can defend myself if need be. I think this world needs more hope. And I think it especially needs more love. And I think you, of all people, can teach him that there is still both of those things left for him if he can be retaught that it's deserved. He truly does believe himself to be a monster. Truly, from what I can tell. But I think that can be remedied. And I think you have the best chances of doing so, and I think he might feel the same way. Maybe.
Fingers crossed, I guess. I'm sorry for involving you. I guess I got jealous, at least seeing you two talk and then seeing his Dark Lord son and whatever Tor is snogging on the roof.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
Well, I can promise you, I don't think Hudson even considers us friends. I hope one day to change that for everyone here, but he doesn't like me. I can promise you that.
That's ridiculous now.
He hates everyone. Except for you, maybe.
Iffy on that one.
He...
Is he always there?
For a time.
Okay.
I do worry about him. Hudson, his hunger is fascinating. And apparently getting worse.
I thought it was just us, doing more, but he has been more hungry.
He was strange when Dee and I were hunting with him. He didn't want us to stick around long.
I went hunting with him for the first time the other night. And all the time I've known him, and it was just uncomfortable silence.
I'm sorry.
Found an elk, but after that it was just me turning in for the night. So at least I can say he's not the best hunting partner.
No. Still, if there's any way that I can help him, and if ever you do need companionship, someone to talk to, I'm around.
Thank you. I did want to ask why you were curious about my people.
I think it is moving for a people to be so united in their faith, to have so much hope in something, and to do such drastic things to I'm sorry that it got the way that it did, but I think faith is as powerful as hope and love, and I suppose your stories have piqued my interest.
Well, I'm flattered, at least on my co's behalf, I guess.
I don't recommend sacrificing anybody, but if ever you want to learn about
Not
those that you left offerings for, My memories are intact.
That's at least nice to know.
I'd understand if
Nice
it
to
wasn't.
think of.
Bittersweet, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if it started whenever the Ascended Ones came by, or were introduced to us, I guess, or before that. But we used to have the most wonderful festivals, and it's what got us business with a lot of people outside of the cove. And part of me misses those days. It was still when the Dark Lord was about, but we still rallied hope. Celebrated the first green of spring, the first flowers that bloomed.
Those things are important. Just because darkness marches on everything you know doesn't mean you have to drop all of those things. It's best to preserve them the best we can.
Right. I'm glad someone else here thinks the same.
Of course.
Mithrin went on about, everything being shit, but then keeping a smile on the face. But I think we need both the celebrations and to mourn losses.
I agree. It's the cycle. It's balance in its own right.
Right.
Pretending it doesn't exist doesn't actually make it go away. But you can still find happiness in what you have left.
And hopefully I could at least spread a little bit of happiness. Those who now reside in Mother's Grove, at least with a few people here, if I can.
I think you're doing fine. Definitely a breath of fresh air compared to some.
Somewhat. It's a wonderful get to know you question. And I understand if you don't have an answer.
Oh, uh-oh.
Do you have a favorite flower?
The daylily. They remind me of home.
What was your home like? If I'm prying, you tell me to shut up.
Golden light, dripping as far as you could see, casting itself over banisters and balconies, crystal paths. At the center there was a dome, crystalline at the top, several roads leading to it. They were portals to other realms.
Oh, wow.
Every ascended had a venue of sorts. A estate, you could call it, where they made seraphim and laws, and each has a domain of their own. We are born of concepts, you could say.
I forgot about the seraphim part that we talked about. Wow. Just, wow.
It was beautiful, in short.
Well, I'll make sure to plant a lot of daylilies around.
Thank you.
And just one last question and I'll stop. I promise.
She's so precious, oh my god!
Did anything we at the Carcosan Grove, did it ever reach 30 years?
The dome that I told
understand
you
if
about. The entryways to the various realms. The one to this one had been purposefully broken for quite some time. We did not hear anything.
I don't know what could have broken it, but I want to say I understand.
I don't. That's why I'm here. I was told that helping the Fated Realm was not within our purview. I'm an angel of mercy. How is it not within my right to help? And I don't know why they chose to break it. And I expected this question for you for some time now, and I debated lying to you, but let no cruelty wear the mask of kindness by thy hand. Lying might have been easier, but it wouldn't have spared you any pain. You would have found out.
Is there anything at all we can do here to start to help look into why it happened?
Maybe. If there's a way for us to reach up to them, maybe they can tell us, but from what I understand, and all that I was ever told, is that it was deliberate. Not by circumstance, not via attack. They chose to break it. And I don't know why.
There's gotta be a good reason.
That's
I
my
don't
hope.
doubt it.
I will cling to that hope for as long as I can.
I will too. There's gotta be someone up there willing to rebuild, to reach back out. We're not lost of hope yet. Up there,
She's so cute.
still a few good eggs in this batch. So you're not listening, because I just remembered the gate is shattered, so...
Oh, Revna. Well. Even so. Should you decide to go back to your tribal roots with your offerings, they're still good practice. And if you want, I will join you when you do them. I love her, I love her, I love her, I love her, I love her. She's great.
Of course, if you don't mind a little gardening.
No, not at all. I've never seen so many plants.
Oh my goodness, Forget-me-nots, hellebore. I mean, they had a few foxglove planted around here. No wonder why the people died, if not for the plague. They have poisonous plants about. I wouldn't be surprised if they planted oleander around here.
Another poisonous one, I assume.
Even if you get close to it and breathe it in, you're on the ground.
I will add that to my no thank you list then.
Of course. They're a beautiful golden bush, I guess. But oh my... Don't... Keep your distance. No matter how pretty the flowers may be.
I will beseech the expert then. I'm going to, I think, gather some rugs, pillows, set up in the
And
church.
I am gonna go looting.
Enjoy.
There's a few nice elven wines here with my name on it and a few rings I saw that I had to take every ounce of my goodwill to not pocket.
I saw you looking at them. I wondered. I wasn't going to judge.
I doubt that, you know, with what... you know what I mean.
Happy looting.
Thank you. Happy rest.
I love her so much. I want to draw her. I'll take second watch.
Don't you need sleep?
That's why I'm taking second watch. Ushabti?
Well, I appreciate the measure, but I could take all of it, if you will.
Did you not say earlier that you needed to focus? That you couldn't watch all of the time?
At all times at the grove to focus.
Well, then maybe I would like some fresh air. Whether you're there or not, I will take second watch.
Okay then. If you will it.
Oh, I will it.